Namaste everyone, this is Steven from YogaWorks, and in this session we're going to be using our yoga practice to improve our posture. All the yoga classes help to improve posture, but we can be a little bit more specific than that and really choose the exercises that are going to help us and benefit us the most. I wish I could say this is a one-size-fits-all, it's going to improve everybody's posture just by doing these few exercises, but unfortunately it's not that simple. As you can imagine, we are all very different human beings and everyone's going to need a slightly different recipe. So partly I would invite you to try and find out which of the exercises fit your body the most, and it may not be exactly how we're teaching them today. But on the other hand, it's pretty safe to say we'll probably all sit a little bit too much. We probably all lack a little bit of movement during our days. We probably all stare at screens a little bit too much. So a lot of these things that we are going to have a look at today are addressing those kind of modern day living challenges, you could say, that we probably all are facing. And if you look at the sitting posture, it's a bit hard to show exactly without a chair, but what often happens is the spine rounds a little bit. It's really hard to hold a proper sitting posture for a couple of hours, let alone 8, 10, 12 hours. But what often happens is the front body is a little bit contracted, it's collapsed, so the chest gets tight, the abdomen, the abdominals are switched off, the hip flexors and the quads get really tight from being in this slightly contracted and shortened position. And then on the other side, at the back, we find a lot of weaknesses around the hamstrings, around the glutes. Often the lower back is tight to compensate for all of this. And then often the upper back, the thoracic spine, is rounded, the back of the shoulders are weak. And then in the neck, we get similar discrepancies. If your upper back is weak, then you would actually be looking at the floor if you kept your neck neutral. So then what happens is the neck comes forward and we start to look up. So the back of the neck is again contracted and the front of the neck gets weak and long. So we'll have a look at almost all of these imbalances that often occur because of too much sitting. Another thing you need to keep in mind is it's great to do yoga, it's great to do maybe an hour of yoga a day if you can manage that, but still that wouldn't offset 12 or 14 hours of bad posture in the rest of the day. So it's really important to watch your posture as much as possible, become aware of it, stand up, go for a little walk, change it around the way you sit and move and stand, and that's going to have the best effect. The best posture is actually the one that we don't hold for too long, and we need a great variety of different movements and posture to live optimally as human beings. All right, let's have a look. This is how I like to start after a day of sitting a bit much and working on the computer. Before I was a yoga teacher, I had an office job, a corporate job for 12 years, so I know exactly what it feels like to receive too many emails and to be a little bit stuck in the office. So what we're doing is, I should have said this first, we're rolling up our mat a little bit, and my mat is quite thick, so I'm going to go about halfway. And just so you get like a thick pad, if your mat is thinner, just roll it up a little bit more. And all I'm going to do is lie with my armpits just over the mat. So my shoulders and armpits are on the head side, and the mat is more or less, it will be around the bra strap for the ladies, just the tip of the bottom tip of the shoulder blades. And all you need to do is less, actually. The less you do here, the better. So just rest on that roll and just feel how it naturally pushes up the chest of it, and it opens the whole front body in a really nice way. The legs, you can do whatever you want. You can straighten them out. I like to keep them bent like this. And with the arms, you can also do whatever you want. Well, I like to just rest them out to the sides. And then just take a few breaths here, and with every breath, can you sink into that roll behind you. It might also be a blanket, or if you don't have all of that, a pillow can also work. But it's a nice counterpose to the slumped desk position. And also a nice restful pose that you can easily hold for a little bit longer. If you've got time, then just this one alone can work wonders for maybe 5-10 minutes in the morning or in the evening. A couple more breaths, see if you can really relax into the roll and let your upper back just press into it. Feel the movements of the breath. And generally create this restful effect. You've come to your yoga mat, as always, for healing, for finding a bit more calm, more freedom, more balance, whatever it is you came here for. So start to give yourself exactly that. And then slowly start to roll to one side. Come off the roll of the mat and then roll it back out. And then come onto hands and knees. And then just move to a few simple cat and cows. You probably feel the back bend feels a bit more open after a little warm-up pose, the lying on the roll, the thoracic extension. And then just movement is great medicine against whatever you are suffering from. The body is designed to move pretty much the whole day, every day for our whole lives. And sometimes if we sit too much, we deny it the medicine of movement. And then come into a neutral spine. And then probably you'll have to watch for the front ribs not to flare out or drop down, so keep this quite strong, your abdomen. And then reach your right leg back, come onto the toes. Again, check that your lower ribs are not dropping down. And then lift the right leg up just a little bit. Now you should feel the glutes and the hamstrings of that right leg are fired up. And the more you engage the abdominals, the more the glutes and hamstrings will need to work. And I will do 10 little lifts, tiny little lifts. 1, 2, try only move the leg and not the spine. 3, 4, 5, keep it quite small and subtle. 6, 7, strong belly. 8, 9, and 10. Well done. Now bend the knee so the heel goes straight up. I will do 10 little lifts like this. It's a bit more hamstring work. 1, 2, no movement in the lower back. 3, 4, squeeze the belly. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hello, glutes and hamstrings. Now straighten the leg out again. We'll just be wagging our tail. So you go a little bit out to the side and back to center. Out to side, back to center. 3, 4. Avoid movement the rest of the spine and the shoulders. 5, 6, 7. That challenge you feel outer hip. 8 is the glute medius mostly. 9. And last one, 10. Well done. Whew. Set the right knee down. Check in for a moment the difference between the left and the right. The right one is on fire. So let's even it out. Ribs contained, abdominals active, left leg back. Keep that, lift the left leg a little bit. You don't want to lift too high because you're going to lose the spinal alignment. And a little bit of lift, a little bit lower. 2, 3, only the leg moves, not the spine. 4, 5, squeeze your belly. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now bend the knee so the heel goes up. Again, move the belly back and then lift up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Small little movements. 5, 6. The leg moves, the belly doesn't. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Straighten the leg out again. We're almost there. This time we go out to the side and back to center. You don't need to move a lot to really feel this. 2, 3. Only go as far as you can without moving the rest. 4, 5. Wagging your tail. 6, 7, 8. Keep going. 9, and last one, 10. Good job. Now from here, we're going to be staying in this position, but just walk the hands a little bit forward, and then take the right arm lifted up and thread it through. And then a few times, come out and move through. Let's do 5 of these, so 3 more. Thread through. Feel the upper back. Inhale to go up. Exhale to reach. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Other hand. Left arm, reach it up and thread it through under the right armpit. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the rotation in your mid and upper back. Exhale, that's 3. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Take a moment, come back onto all fours. And then again, shift the hands a little bit forward. One more little warm up for the shoulders and the upper back. We're gonna shift back. I like to tuck toes under here. And then round your back as you come forward and arch your back as you go back. Round your back, come forward, arch your back, go back. You can bend the elbows or just make it up. Do your own thing to get into your upper back and shoulders in a way that feels amazing. It should feel like this is just what you need. Just moving forward and back with control and with strength. Nice, and then just walk to the front of your mat and roll up to standing. Nice. Have a look at the feet. Place the feet hip distance apart. So it's not the outer hips, but it's the middle of the hip joints that we're looking for. And press the feet down, spread your toes, press the toes down as well. And then rotate the feet, so the right foot is going to rotate externally, clockwise. The left foot is going to rotate also externally, which is counterclockwise for the left leg. So rotate the feet like you're screwing them into the floor here. This will activate your quads, the outer hips, the inner thighs even, and make your legs feel like pillars rooting down. And then squeeze the abdomen and the glutes, but not too much, just about 25%, let's say. So you're held from the front and the back. Now let that lift the spine further up through the crown of the head, lift the chest slightly, and then broaden the front of the shoulders. Draw the shoulders a little bit together and a little bit down the back. And then turn the palms of the hands forward, activate your fingertips even. So this is our standing position, mountain pose. Whenever we come back to this, I'd like you to pay attention. Obviously you wouldn't stand like this, but a couple of elements of this pose can really help to discover if your standing posture is off. Maybe the hips lean too far forward, maybe the upper back is rounded, the head is forward. All of this is corrected if we do these activations. Let's move. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, dive down, bend your knees a little bit. We don't want to go too hard on the hamstrings, especially in this session. Inhale, flat back. Now I'd like you to lift higher than normal, even higher than the hips, because we're trying to strengthen the muscles along the back. And then place your hands down, step the right foot back, and lower your knee. And then come into a shorter stance than normal. Place your hands on the front knee and pull your right knee forward on the mat. At the same time, move your belly back towards the spine. So we're getting into front of that right hip here, the hip flexor. And then one more thing, find the right glute. You can even poke it and squeeze it hard. It should be rock hard. Use this to press that right hip forward. Nice. From here, place right hand down, just thread the right leg through, and I'm modifying the session so we get a little bit more core work. Come straight into half boat. So my heels are hovering, my shoulders are hovering, I'm stretching the hands forward, amazing abdominal work. And from here, come up, maybe through full boat, place your hands and feet down and lift up. This is also a great counter pose to our desk. Stretches the front of the shoulders and the chest, the front of the thighs, and slowly lower down. Cross your legs, step to plank, and lower onto your belly. From here, keep the tops of the feet down, they're not going to lift. Reach your hands back, turn the palms down. And then keep rotating so your thumbs go up behind you. Lift the head, lift the chest, and lift the arms. So with your thumbs lifting up. Now draw the shoulders back and down. It's great for the lower part of trapezius, which is an important muscle that's often offline and will help us with our posture. Slowly release. Downward facing dog, however you get there, take a moment. And then step your right foot forward, lower the left knee down, inhale, one breath, low lunge, lower the hands, step forward and fold. Bend your knees, slowly roll up to standing. Take your time, find that strong mountain pose again, screwing the legs, engaging the glutes and the abs, lifting up to the crown of the head, arms, fingers active. Inhale, lift arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Remember to lift high enough so your back gets stronger. We don't want to be down there for this pose. Hands down, left leg back. Lower the knee, coming up and then step closer than usual. Nice. Hands, I like them on the front knee, and then pull the belly back towards the spine, lengthen the tailbone down. Push the left knee onto the mat and pull it forward towards the front foot. And then one more thing, check the left glute and activate it as much as you can. We want it all the way on. Sit with this for a moment. I know it is tough, especially if you've got tight hip flexors. And then slowly release, placing left hand down, the left leg just shoots through straight to half boat pose. If it's too much, lower the legs, but if you can, hover the legs as well. And then lift everything up. Place the feet, place the hands. Lift the hips up for reverse tabletop. And then we're lowering down, anyhow you like. We're stepping through to plank, lower down. And then that modified locust pose again, the legs are not going to lift. Turn the hands, palms down, thumbs up. Keep rotating the arms more, and then lengthen the chest forward. And lift the shoulders. Instead of lifting up and down, they go back and down the back. Good. Down dog, step back. Inhale in down dog. Exhale the left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, step forward, forward fold, mild on the hamstrings. Remember, keep bending the knees. We're doing spinal roll. Take your time from the lower, middle to the upper back to the head and shoulders. Find a strong mountain. Remember all these cues. I won't repeat them because you already know. Inhale, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, nice and high. Exhale the left foot back. This time a longer stance. Lower the right knee down. Sorry, I think I said left leg. Reach your left arm back behind you and then see if you can hold the outside of that right foot if it's available. If not, hold the inside or do it without holding, it's also fine. And then here, turn the chest open to the side and then kick your foot into the hand to move it away from your buttocks. Really nice quad stretch for the front of that right thigh, you'll feel that. And then again, right hand down, we're threading that right leg through, straight to our half boat pose. 3, 2, 1, lift up. And reverse tabletop. How high can you lift the hips? Lift, 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 lift. And release. Cross the legs. Roll over. You can go anyhow you want. We're lying on our belly. Modified locust. Here we go. Arms externally rotate, thumbs up. Chest goes forward. Lift the head and the shoulders. And draw the shoulder blades down the back. And a little bit together, quite actively. You feel like a slight pinch in the middle back. That is the lower trapezius muscle, which is often weak and even not active at all. Release, down dog. Inhale. Exhale, the right foot forward, the left knee down. Inhale, lift the arms, just one breath, low lunge. Exhale, step forward to fold. Spinal roll, take your time, round the back, coming up one vertebra at a time. Roll shoulders back. How is your posture? Strong mountain pose. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold from the hips. Go easy on the hamstrings. I like to bend my knees at the end. Inhale, flat back. Strong back muscles, chest goes forward. Exhale, the left leg steps back this time. Lower the knee. Keep the left hand inside your right foot. Reach right hand back. This is good. Or lifting the foot, or holding the outside edge of the foot. Just see what is available to you today. And then at the foot, instead of pulling it in, let it kick away from the hips. Pulling that right shoulder open, adding a nice spinal twist and a great hip work to counter our sitting pose. Release that foot. We're stepping through and half boat, you guessed it. Hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lifting up. Cross your legs. No, don't cross your legs. First, reverse tabletop. Almost forgot. Push your hands and feet down. How high can you lift the front body? And then lower down. Now cross the legs and get out onto your belly. Untuck the toes. You know what to do. Turn the palms of the hands out to the side. Lengthen the chest forward. No need to crank your head up. Your neck is not going to be happy. So just look down somewhere just in front of the mat is fine. And then push up to down dog. Inhale. Exhale, the left foot forward, the right knee down. Lift the arms. Lower the hands, step forward. Mild forward bend. Go easy on the hamstrings. We're rolling up. Each part of the spine, just check when the whole chunk of the spine moves as one. That's where a little bit more work and attention is needed. Mountain pose, this time hands to heart. Can you find the pillars of the legs rooting down? Can you find the muscles of the abdomen and the glutes holding you in place? Can you find the proud lift in the chest? And inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Soft knees. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, just step to down dog this time. Take a breath in down dog. Down dog is also an excellent pose to counter our slouching in chairs and on couches. So if you don't have a lot of time, this is a good option. And step your right foot forward. And if you can, keep the left knee up. And then bring the hands into cactus arms, so 90 degrees in the elbows. Inhale here, open the chest a little bit. Exhale, close the elbows and round your upper back. Inhale. Exhale. Press the elbows together. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, open the upper back. One more, inhale. Exhale. Now turn the back heel down and find your warrior two. So good bend in the front knee. This one is great to get into inner thighs. You can imagine there's not many daily poses in our computer jobs or shopping in the supermarket that require the legs to be this far apart. So it's good to address this in our yoga practice. Nice. Now lift the arms. Imagine holding an imaginary bar over the head and then do an imaginary pull up where you're lifting yourself up to the bar, bending your elbows to about 90 degrees. Again, inhale, lift up, pull the bar and slowly pull yourself up. Feel the strength in the upper back and the back of the shoulders. One more. Inhale. Exhale. From here, reach your hands back, behind the lower back. Lift the chest up. And then keep the legs strong and steady. Fold forward somewhere in between the legs. If the hips feel tight, go a little bit more towards your right leg to give yourself some more space. Hanging down, let the upper body be quite soft and relaxed. And let the legs work quite hard. I probably didn't need to say that. It was obvious. Release. Left leg step through. You remember this? Our little vinyasa. Half boat. Full boat. Reverse tabletop. Back to down dog. Take a breath, lengthen the spine. If it's hard to lengthen the spine with the legs straight, sometimes the spine stays rounded, then just bend the knees so you can prioritize sliding the hips up and back. And then step the left foot forward. Come up into high lunge. If that's too much, lower the back knee down and you can follow the same exercise. Cactus arms, broaden the chest, heart lifts. Exhale, close and round the upper back a bit. Inhale, pull the elbows apart and back. Exhale. Inhale, open the front. Exhale, open the back. One more. Inhale. Exhale. From here, warrior two, back heel comes down. Adjust the legs. Stretch out the arms. And then lift the arms up. And then slowly start to pull yourself up. Or you can imagine a lat pull down machine. Two more. Lift up. Grab the bar. Pull yourself up. Strong upper back. One more. Lift up, stretch. And with a lot of strength in the back of the shoulders, pull the arms down. And then reach the hands back. Well done. Clasp the fingers. And then just fold in the middle or a bit more towards the front knee. You'll figure out what works best. For me, it's more towards the front leg. And then lift the arms a little bit away from the back. A moment to settle in here. It's quite a demanding pose, especially for the legs. So you're going to need your full focus and breath to get through this. Release the hands. You know what to do? Step the right foot through. Lie down, but it's not a relaxed lying down. It's a core strength lying down. And then lift up both. Place the feet. Lift the hips. Expand the front body. And back to down dog. From here, walk the feet forward to the front. And then slowly roll up to standing. Now, just to strengthen the hamstrings a little bit more, I've got two targeted exercises. The first one, step the right foot a little bit back onto the toes. This one is just for your balance. It's all about the left hamstring here. Then have your hands on your hips and start to hinge forward. And just feel that left hamstring. It's lengthening, but it needs to contract or be active as well to prevent yourself from all the way falling down. Lift back up. Couple more. Lean forward, forward, forward with the chest. And lift back up. Let's do two more. Forward, more forward with the chest, long spine. And lift up. And the last one. Forward, forward, forward. And lift back up. Swap legs. Right foot forward, left foot on the toes, just back. And then hands on hips. Here we go. Flat back. Lengthen until you stop and lift back up. We're doing 4 in total. Here we go, this is number 2. And lift up. Just stop at any time when you feel, okay, that's enough. To go with skill and mindfulness. And then the last one, fold forward, flat back, and lift up. Well done, shake it out. One more standing pose to target the hamstrings. For this one, just bend your right knee, don't change anything else. And then reach your right arm back, but don't hold the back leg. It's probably not how you're used to doing this pose. Lift the left arm up and start to fold forward from the hips. Lean the left arm forward. Lift the right foot up, but without holding it with your back hand. And lift the right knee. Oops, if you lose your balance, that's quite normal. Squeeze your right heel towards your right buttock. And lift back up. Whew. Probably the toughest and most unsexy dancer's pose you've ever done. Let's do the second side. Remember, our goal was not sexy, it was to improve our posture, which is probably going to look better anyway. So left leg, left heel, lift it up. Keep the chest up. Left arm, reach it back, but don't hold. Right arm, lift up. And here we go, lean forward, lean forward, lean forward, lean forward. You don't have to go very high. And then try to find that structure where the hamstring is really contracting to keep the left heel in. And your spine goes forward. Slowly lift back up and shake it out. Nice work. Let's sit down. Place the right hand behind you. I like to turn the hands out a little bit. And then the left hand starts in front of the chest. So the great version, it's a little bit like Wild Thing. So all we're going to do is lift up. So the glutes are engaged to push the hips up. With that left arm, I'm reaching over the head. and then slowly come back down. Let's do 3 more. Push the hands and push that right hand and the feet down to bridge up and slowly come down. Now for this one, really focus on the glutes, bridging up, pushing the hips up, reach through the left arm and come down. Last one, feel the space in the whole front body as you bridge up and reach, slowly come down. Nice. Swap sides, left hand behind you, right hand starts at the chest. And here we go. Feel the arch that your right hand moves through space to lift all the way up and lower down. 3 more. Feel the glutes pushing you up. This is the motor of your back bend. Slowly down. We've got 2 more. Feel the grounding of the feet and the left hand this time. And come down. The last one, feel the space in the whole front body. Here we go. Lift up and come down. Take a breath. From here, swing the legs around and come to lie on your belly. For this one, we'll keep the hands more or less under the shoulders. And this time lift just the legs up like locust, but only with the lower body. Lift the legs, you will feel the hamstrings, you'll feel the glutes, and you'll feel the lower back. Hold for 3, 2, 1, lower down. Again, lift the legs. This time bend your knees. And then this time lift the head up a little bit and push the hands down slightly. That's a modified locust pose. Now reach your hands out to the side, reach them back towards your feet, but don't hold the feet. So it's another one of those very frustrating, strong back bends where you don't go very far, but your hamstrings are getting really strong. Slowly release, hands down, make a pillow with the hands, rest your forehead. And then hands under your shoulder again. This time slide the hands a bit further back so they're next to the middle of your chest. Press the tops of the feet down and then lift the head, the chest, the shoulders, come into cobra pose. Cobra is another one of those very therapeutic counter poses to our seated existence. It has pretty much the exact opposite as what we do at our desks. And then slowly come down, rest for a moment. And then our last few poses are at the wall. There's one for shoulders, one for hips, and one for, well, pretty much the whole body. So we'll start with the shoulders. And I'm going to place my right hand on the wall at a 45-degree angle from my shoulder. So the shoulder is quite close to the wall to start with. And then all I'm going to do, you can start facing the wall. All I'm going to do is push that hand down into the wall and rotate my hips a little bit to the left, so away from that right arm. And you can use your left fingertips or left hand on the wall as a bit of lever. And the right shoulder doesn't need to stay on the wall, but keep it quite close to it. So you don't want to be all far away. You want to get into the front of the shoulder and into the pecs, which is your chest muscle. And we'll do a little bit of an activation. It works like this. The first one is to lift your right fingers off the mat, off the wall, sorry, and lower them back down. Lift the right fingers, a bit of a nerve flossing kind of stretch. Let's do 2 more. Lift the fingers away from the wall and lower down. 1 more. Lift and lower. The second one is to come onto right fingers and release. Lift the right palm and release. 2 more. Press fingertips into the wall, release. 1 more. Press and release. Slowly let go. Roll the shoulders. Second side, so I'm starting chest to the wall, left arm 45, and I'm going to press the right hand into the wall to turn a bit away from that left hand. You will find out how much is good for you. Left shoulder, keep it a little bit moving towards the wall without having to press it into the wall all the way. First part of the pose, just hold. Get used to that length in the front of the shoulder and feel it going down into the chest muscles, the pecs. We're using a 45-degree angle because that's the direction the fibers of those muscles run in mostly. And then again, our nerve stretch, lift the left fingertips off the wall and place them down. Again, lift and lower. Just notice where you feel this. We'll do 2 more. Lift and lower. Last one. Lift and lower. And now fingertips down. The palm lifts up. Release. 3 more. Lift and lower. Keep turning to the right. Lift and lower. The last one. Lift and lower. Release, shake the shoulders out a couple of times. The next pose might be a bit of a surprise, is a handstand against the wall. I'll give 2 options, but handstand is another great pose to open the shoulders, to open the chest, to engage your core, and just to turn things upside down, just to change your perspective. So the first option, if you're very new to this, maybe you're really scared to go upside down, don't worry, we've got you. If you sit with your feet against the wall and then your hands wherever they end up in this kneeling pose is fine. And then all I'm going to do is walk my feet up the wall a little bit. So lift the knees first, push 1 foot down, and even if you stay here, then that's a great place to start. Or you can walk the feet a little bit higher. So I'm a bit at an angle, but it's easier to hold it this way. And you can also try to keep the feet a little bit lower and then press your legs to more straight position. Nice. No need to hold for too long. Come back down, take a breather. You can repeat that 1 more time. I'm going to show you the other way, which is where we're going to be facing the wall and kicking up from there. I'm leaving a little bit of space, maybe fingers length between the wall and my hands. Hands are hip distance, no, not hip distance, shoulder distance apart. I'm stepping in a bit closer, and I'm choosing one leg that's going to swing up straight. And then when you're ready, kick up and find your handstand. 10. Push your hands out. 9. Pull your belly in. 8. 7. 6. Straighten the elbows. 5. 4. Reach your toes up. 3. 2. 1. Maybe try balance away from the wall and come down. Well done. Come to sit on your knees. Got one more pose at the wall, and we'll take it easy after that. Actually, this one is also quite relaxed. So the next one is I'm sliding my knee quite close to the wall, but you want to leave a little bit of space, and then I'm going to tuck my toes so they're pushing into the wall here, and then left foot, step it out. Now first, let's stay down we can place both hands inside that front foot. And then just get used to the space, mainly at the front of the right thigh and hip here. Couple of activations. Push the right toes into the wall. See how that changes the pose. Second activation. Pull the right knee a little bit forward. It's not moving because it's stuck on the mat, but you'll feel the difference. And then, if that was enough, just stay down with the hands. If you want something a little bit stronger, then you can place your hands on your front knee and hold this pose. Obviously, we're now lengthening, opening this angle here between the hip, the thigh bone and the torso. So there's more stretch in the front of the thigh and the hip joint, you can imagine that. So now 2 activations, they're the same ones. Press the right toes into the wall. And the second one, pull the right knee forward. And then extra bonus, if you can tone the belly a little bit back towards the spine. Quite an intense stretch. But this is probably the best way I know to stretch the quads and the hip flexors at once. And actually the main one we're stretching here is the rectus femoris, which is one of the 4 quads that works on the knee joint and the hip joint. So just feel that in the center of the front of your thigh is the muscle that we're focusing on the most here. And then slowly come back down and move away from the wall. And then let's change second side. Left knee closest to the wall, but not all the way there. I'm tucking the left toes so they're on the wall. And then the right foot, step it out. And we're starting with the hands down. You can walk the toes a bit further out or a bit closer in. It's a personal preference. Check in here, might be way easier than the other side, or just the opposite. Just notice. And then let's activate, push the left toes into the wall. Just feel that. And then pull the left knee forward on the mat. It stays in place, of course, but you'll feel the difference in the front of that left thigh and hip. And then, if you want more, ask yourself why. If you have a very good reason, then you can come up with the hands on the front knee. It's true we need to ask these questions, why do we go further? Is there something of value there? Or is the value maybe staying down there, giving yourself a little break and starting with where you're at? We're doing the same here. Push the left toes into the wall quite strongly. And then pull that left knee forward on the mat. Or imagine you can. And then again, bonus, if you tone the belly a little bit back towards your spine. Couple of breaths here. For me, this one is really intense. I don't know if I'll ever be comfortable and relaxed in this pose, but I'm remaining hopeful. Some poses just don't get easier. They are hard. And then slowly release. And I'm just going to slide my mat off the wall to have a bit more space again. And we're going to lie down for constructive rest pose. One of the best ways I know to relax and release the hip flexor muscles on the lower back and actually all the muscles around the hips. in response. So how it works, I'm placing the feet not too far, not too close, not like bridge pose, they would be a bit further away. So you've got this quite a big angle between your thighs and the torso. And you should feel like the front of the hips is really able to relax here. And also that the lower back can really soften all the way down to the mat. If you've got something nearby, I don't, but you can slide that under the head just to have the neck in a slightly better position. There's another option. If it feels like the legs are moving out, you can walk the feet out and let the knees drop into the middle. Or if that doesn't feel great, you can even tie up your legs with a simple belt or a yoga strap and let the legs then rest out into the strap. But if you don't have all these props, don't worry, this is going to work just great, even without all of them. So what we're doing here is we're deepening the front of the hips. And that deepening happens by letting go of any restrictions, any gripping, any holding that you might find there. And I like to actually rest the hands on the torso and on the belly, because the breath can really help here to activate that relaxation response. You might even feel a soft tingling around the front of the hips as you start to release that grip of the hip flexors more and more. Sending deep breaths into the belly, into your pelvis, into your lower back. And surrendering to this pose. Almost feels like you're taking yourself out of this equation. And with yourself, I mean the small self of the ego trying to control stuff and manage stuff and go deeper and further. Now the deeper is available only when you let go in this pose. And when you think you can't relax more at the front of the hips, then there's probably a couple of deeper layers of relaxation that you can access. It may not be today, it may be the next time you try this pose. If you're looking for a great pose to do before bedtime, to drop into a nice, calm and comfortable state, then this is a really good candidate. If you've got 5, 10, 15 minutes to rest in this pose, you can even do a meditation or listen to some music or podcasts, then this is really going to make a big difference. So you're welcome to stay in constructive rest, or I'm going to straighten out the legs for Shavasana. Shavasana in itself is also a great counter pose. We probably need more time to rest and be still. Sleep is not the only time in the day where we can learn to be in a restful place. So that's what Shavasana is teaching us. That right here, right now, you can drop into that stillness. You can become unrushed, calm and centered, which is your nature. Your nature is not hectic and busy and always on and anxious. If you have a little bit more time to rest for longer, then please stay and ignore the rest of what I'm saying. If it's time for you to move on, then take a few deeper breaths. Slowly start moving your hands and your feet. When you're ready, roll over onto your side. And then use your hands to push up to sitting. Place your hands together in front of the chest. Touch your hands to your forehead, to your heart, and bow to yourself on the mat. Thank you so much for practicing, for taking care of your health. Namaste, everybody. I hope this gave you some great ideas as a practice to do to maintain your posture and health, maybe to do outside of work or after work. And I hope to see you again here soon. All the best.